I'm going to spend some time now with Pricklee and Deep Rest together. So I'm going to turn my attention inside and check in with the two of them and see if we can find out who it is they protect, who that vulnerable one is. Yeah, so I'm noticing both of them present, and they're both very calm. It's like they're acknowledging each other. That tug of war that we started with earlier with them is no longer present. They're both, it's like, so they're saying that now that they've heard from each other, they have a better understanding of what they both have been doing and how they both have been trying to help me. And they actually both have some level of positive regard for the other one. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm just curious to know more about the two of them, specifically who it is that they're protecting. So I'm going to ask them both because so what they said was, although they both, they understand the other now and have some appreciation for what each other have been doing because they understand it better, but neither one of them is really willing to stop doing what they're doing. And Prickly is in, she wants to, but doesn't know how to. So although she wants to, she doesn't have a plan she doesn't have a plan or know how to stop specifically the ruminating. So I'm going to ask them one at a time what they're afraid would happen if they stop doing what they're doing. And I'm going to ask Prickly first. So Prickly, what are you afraid would happen if you stop being irritable about the things that you can't control or things not going your way? And also if you stop the ruminating, what are you afraid would happen? So she's saying that she's afraid that I would be all alone and I would be terrified in all of the feelings that I would have if I was all alone. Okay. So I'm understanding that your biggest fear is that I'd be alone, I'd have a lot of really big feelings, and I'd be terrified in those feelings. And she's saying yes. Okay. Thank you, Prickly. I'm going to check in with Deep Rest, and so just give me a moment. I want to ask Deep Rest the same question. Deep Rest is kind of sitting back, lounging. So Deep Rest, I want to ask you, what are you afraid would happen if you didn't cause me to be tired and needing to sleep more, sleep later? What are you afraid would happen? Okay. So Deep Rest says, I'm afraid that you'd be left alone to deal with really big emotions that you really couldn't handle by yourself. So if I keep you tired, sleeping longer, there's less time for you to be alone with feelings that you can't handle. Oh, okay. Okay. So I want to check in with both of you and see that you notice that you both are concerned about me ultimately being alone in one case with terrifying feelings and being alone with feelings that you believe, Deep Rest, that I cannot handle. Yeah. They're both like showing some surprise that they both kind of have the same concern, fear about if they stop doing what they're doing. So what I want to ask the two of you is, what if I could go to the one who is alone with some really big feelings and I went to help that one? Would you be open to me to allowing me to do that? So I'm hearing two things. I'm hearing yes from Prickly, And from Deep Rest, I'm hearing, how can you help? How can you help that one? How can you help her? Yeah, so I just, like, I've got to know the two of you, and through getting to know you and allowing you two to get to know each other, you've calmed down, you have some new awarenesses. Actually, if I go to help her, then what you're doing, you won't have to do anymore. And she won't be alone anymore with these big feelings that you're concerned about. Yeah. So Deep Rest is saying, I would like that. I really hope that that's something you can really do. Yeah, it is something I can really do. So is that you both are giving permission for me to be with that one that's alone? Again, Prickly is resounding yes, and Deep Rest is a yes, although tentative, but giving permission to work with my vulnerable part. Thank you both.